What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are reviewing this beautiful 2024 Ford Bronco. This is Driver's DNA. My name is Rohit. Let's get into it. And a big thank you to Joe Myers Ford for allowing me to review these cars for you guys today. So definitely come by and check them out in Houston, Texas, and ask for Calvin. All right, guys, let's take a look at the front fascia and the styling here. So, of course, the Bronco has come back after many, many years, and so I really like how they did a simple, modernized, but nice vintage-looking styling here. So we have a very simple, front grille with some LED lights to kind of modernize it, and then your nice Bronco white font. I think that stands out really nice off this gloss black, and especially with this beautiful hot pepper red color. Now moving down to the bumper, we have fog lamps, which is definitely good for those dark, off-roading nights. So down here we have painted black tow hooks. So this is nice and definitely good for winching yourself out of some tight spots. Now below that there is some plating down here. It's plastic, but it seems like pretty tough, which is good, especially so you're not damaging critical components down here. Now, I believe on the Sasquatch package, this would be metal, but this is still definitely good to have and very necessary. Under the hood, we have our tried and tested 2.3 liter 4-cylinder EcoBoost engine. This makes 275 horsepower and 315 foot-pounds of torque, mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. So the good thing here is we have a tried and tested engine transmission combo that we've seen the last few years from Ford. And so that's definitely something that you want, that kind of confidence when you're off-roading. So looking at the side styling here, I like that they've done something that looks unique and simple, different from Jeep. Sets apart the Bronco and its branding, and I really like how this is done. Now on the top here on the roof, you'll see we have removable roof panels for basically the entire car all the way back. So this is what would be the hard top, and it's gonna be a little bit better for sound insulation, and if you're doing a lot of freeway driving, probably want the hard top. But there is also a soft top option, so it's nice to know that you have both. And if you're taking your roof panels off more often, maybe you'd want the soft top. And down below here, we have our running boards, which will of course help you to step into the car and also protect the chassis. So of course down below it's fully metal, and then you have this nice plastic rubber sort of gripping material to help you get in and out of the car. All right. Looking at the rear of the car here, we have a really unique taillight design. I like that there's some 3D aspects to this where, inside the reverse light and the turn signal, you can see more shapes and things like that. And then to the left of that, we have our Bronco logo, very iconic. And now we have this very fun looking third brake light. You'll see that it actually peaks up over your full-size spare tire here, still a 32-inch, so definitely good to have when you're off-roading. So on the other side of the spare tire, we have one of the only Ford logos you'll see on this car. That's kind of different. And down below, we have our third tow hook for the rear. So this is kind of angled down and easily accessible. Definitely good to have. All right, let's get inside. So we pull this. This is a traditional swing out tailgate, and you can just lift up your back window. So looking inside here, this trunk is a pretty good size. Definitely can fit a good check-in size bag, things like that in here. Nice low load floor, so it's below my waist and so easy to get things in here. You do have some nice tie downs, so there's 4 of these around the trunk. So definitely want to tie down any suitcases, things like that as you're bouncing around in the woods. And below, pull this little loop, nice toolbox with your jack and funnel and any filming equipment you might want to have for your trips. So on the side here, you can see some interesting touches here where the exterior paint makes its way inside, as this is actually a chassis brace for the rear of the car. So that's kind of cool to see those splashes of red on the inside. So right here, you'll see we have 12-volt power and a couple of LED lights for your trunk. Welcome to the interior. So, on the steering wheel here, we have a nice Bronco logo again. And the interesting touch here is you get rubberized buttons all throughout this interior to make it easier to deal with dirt and mud and things that might, cars like this might get dirty as you're going through any off-road areas. And so I like that all this is rubberized and won't allow dirt and things to get in there. So in front, we have our instrument cluster. It's a nice combination of analog and digital. So you have your gauge on the left, and in the center we have an 8-inch digital screen, and this is going to show you your tachometer, speedometer, and on the right side it's customizable for any other measurements you'd like to see. So moving to the center here, I have a nice big 12-inch center multimedia screen. Of course, this will give you your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your camera views, and radio, all that stuff. So this is, of course, your Microsoft Sync system that we're very familiar with in Fords. So that's really great right there. Moving down to the lower half of the center stack, of course, you've got your stereo and your HVAC controls. These knobs also down here are rubberized as well, and so that's kind of a nice continuation of that theme. Moving down to the center console, you've got your 12-volt power outlet and a little cubby tray for your phone, any small bits and bobs that you've got. And then moving towards, we have an actual nice gear shifter, proper old-fashioned stick. On the left of which you do have your plus and minus for shifting gears through the 10-speed transmission. In this car you don't have paddles, so you have those buttons instead on your shift lever. And just behind that, you've got, of course, the thing that the Bronco's most famous for, your GOAT modes, or goes over all terrain. And as some of you might be familiar with, in each trim level as you climb up the tree, you get more and more GOAT modes. So also on that same stack, you've got your drivetrain options for 4 high, 4 low, and 2 high. And interestingly and very unique to the Bronco, behind that, just where your hand would rest on the center console, you've got your window controls and your exterior wing mirror controls. Now, this is done so that if you do remove the doors, you don't have to deal with wiring or as much wiring and all that stuff and figure out where to put all that. They've wired all that into the center here, which is a pretty cool touch. Now, in the center console, of course, you have plenty of storage and a little cubby tray right here, and another USB-C outlet inside. And this is a pretty solid and deep storage that you've got here. Now, of course, famous to Fords, on the ceiling, we do have our 6 auxiliary upfitter switches. These have been around since the original Raptor and are always a great addition. And they just have a really great, nice, actuation to them. Now, of course, some other unique touches to the interior of the Bronco is you have a USB-C outlet up near the windshield, right around actually where you guys are sitting here. And that is mainly for mounting a GoPro or any kind of camera. I suppose you could even power like a GPS, anything like that with it if you're mounting something, or a dash cam on the windshield, which is a nice touch. I mean, we know that a lot of us like to go off-road and post videos, and so that's kind of a cool touch that it's already wired in for you. And of course, right here on the top part of the dash, you also have your driveline control buttons for adjusting your locking differentials, hazard lights, and other driveline features like that. And then all the way moving to the passenger area of the dashboard, you have another nice Bronco scripting similar to the front, and of course your traditional glove box right below. All right, y'all, it's everyone's favorite time of year.
Christmas?
No, the verdict! So the Bronco Outer Banks looks really spicy in this hot pepper red color. and it's definitely one of the ones that I would recommend after seeing it sparkle in the sun. Now, this is the 4-door, 5-passenger Bronco. That is the only configuration that the Outer Banks comes in, but you can have the 2-door in any of these trims. So let's start with the big ticket item with the Bigfoot first. Bigfoot? Wait, it's called the Sasquatch package? Okay, in all seriousness, we all want to put giant off-road tires on our giant off-road trucks, but if we're honest with ourselves, we probably don't need that to drive to downtown every day. So it really pains me to say this, but we could probably save the $7,500 and pay for a semester of college instead. However, I would say that the hardtop roof is a must-have for $2,500. I don't know about you, but I would prefer to have a hard top over my head in off-roading situations. Now, there is also a soft top available, and I'll definitely do a comparison video for you guys between the two. Now, this truck does have the optional auxiliary switches for $295. Now, this feature is worth its weight in gold just for the daily ASMR value alone, but if you've got the $300 to fork over, I would say just go for it because you'll definitely get the value back in resale. Overall, I'd say the Bronco Outer Banks is a pretty good value with its MSRP of $53,000. Now, at the time of this recording, it's right around Christmas time 2024, and it's currently listed at Joe Myers for $47,119. So there are some pretty decent discounts and pretty decent deals, it looks like, so I would definitely take a look, especially if you're shopping around the holiday time. Now, the main competition for the Bronco is, of course, the Jeep Wrangler and Toyota 4Runner. The Land Rover Defender 110 is also of a similar class and category, but given that its MSRP starts at $60,800, I would say that starts to edge its way into a different class of off-road truck, and so I wouldn't really cross-shop the two. So, in conclusion, the Bronco has really good build quality. The interior has a mix of nice, rugged materials that are also easy to clean. So overall, I'd say that if you see yourself off-roading or just like the vibe of this truck, go for it. You can't go wrong. So y'all, those are my thoughts on the 2024 Ford Bronco Outer Banks. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and if not, I'll see you guys next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and check out one of these videos over here. Cheers.